Hey guys, Corell Cooper here with OnTheBlack.com, here to give you my thoughts on some Met news that came out yesterday. First, over at the Republicans, Andrew displays a graph from USA Today, results of a poll they took about worst GM in baseball, and number one on the list was Omar Minaya. My initial thoughts was, I wonder if only Mets fans voted in this poll. I mean, I know Minaya's been bad, but is he really the worst GM in baseball? I mean, I don't know the history of every single general manager currently in baseball, but there are some teams out there that are in a worse position than the Mets are right now. And, you know, it's just interesting to think that in 2006, you know, Minaya really couldn't do anything wrong. It looked like the Mets were on their way to the World Series and possibly winning the World Series, but then they got beat by the Cardinals and really haven't done much since 2006. And it's just really interesting to see how far Omar Minaya has fallen here over the last 3 to 4 years. Over at Mets blog, Matt Cerrone talks about Benji Molina and the fact that he has signed with the San Francisco Giants. He decided to sign with the Giants when it really looked like all along, especially over the last 2 weeks, that he might sign with the Mets, and Matt really maps out a timeline of yesterday's events concerning Molina, so check that out. My thoughts on Molina, you know, part of me did want him to come to the Mets because he can still hit somewhat, but, you know, I'm not going to be broken up about Benji Molina deciding to sign with the San Francisco Giants instead of the Mets. You know, again, I've been saying this all winter long. The Mets need to focus on starting pitching. They've yet to sign anyone of any significance for a starting pitching role. So, again, you know, the Mets do have some catchers in-house. They may not be the best crop of catchers out there, but, you know, really I think that they need to turn their attention and focus on starting pitching. And last but not least, yesterday the Mets announced 4 new inductees into the Mets Hall of Fame: Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, Davey Johnson, who was the manager of the 1986 Mets World Champion team, and then also Frank Cashen. And my thoughts on this is, I think that this is an excellent move by the Mets. You know, it's really good to see that they are making some effort to turn Citi Field into a more fan-friendly park, if you will, for Mets fans, meaning displaying more Mets things and really making it feel like home for the Mets. And I think this is a good move going into the 2010 season. And, you know, congrats to those 4. They've really meant a lot to the Mets during their glory years in the 80s. So good job, Mets.